In a world that moves too fast, this is your invitation to pause, to explore the space between thought and wonder, where science meets story and emotion meets insight. Here, curiosity is more than a question. It's a way of being. You found your corner of common contemplation. This is nerdy psychology. Stay curious, be kind, and keep your mind nerdy.
You ever noticed how sometimes it's not your motivation that's the problem, it's your environment? You tell yourself, I just need more discipline, but then you look around and you realize like everything in your space is like literally pulling you in the opposite direction. Your phone is buzzing, your to-do list is overflowing, your house feels cluttered, your schedule is packed with everybody else's needs. And then suddenly the thing you genuinely cared about feels impossible. Not because you don't care, but because your environment is not set up to support you. Hi, I'm Dr. Angel, and this is Food for Thought Friday, a space where we talk honestly about mental health and growth and the very real barriers that get in our way of both. This week, we're continuing our conversation from the book Atomic Habits by looking at something that's often overlooked, the environment we're trying to change within. But because willpower gets all the credit, but environment does most of the work. We live in a culture that loves willpower. If you can't stick to a habit, the message is you just need more discipline. But here's the truth. Discipline does not exist in a vacuum, and your nervous system is constantly scanning for safety and comfort and familiarity. And when your environment is loud and chaotic or emotionally draining, your brain, it goes into protection mode. That's when motivation drops, focus disappears, and even small tasks, they feel so heavy. It's not weakness, it's biology. Okay, I can't tell you how many people I've worked with who said something like this. I just don't understand why I can't stay consistent. When we actually slow down and look at their life, it makes complete sense. They're trying to build new habits by being in constant noise and clutter or being interrupted all day long, carrying emotional labor for everybody else, never getting real quality rest. And then they blame themselves for not being disciplined enough. This is not a lack of motivation. That's an environment that's working against them completely. Okay, let me paint you a picture that I think a lot of people might recognize. You sit down with every intention to do one simple thing, paying a bill. Nothing dramatic, nothing overwhelming, just a task that should take maybe 5 minutes. You open your laptop and it asks for the password to your account. Well, you know you stored the password in your account, but somehow your computer is not finding the password for your account. So then you pause. You try one password that you think it might be. Nope. Then you try another one. No. So then you put your laptop down. You get up to find the notebook that you have that you wrote all your passwords in. You know, the one that you swore you put in a safe place. Except now this notebook is buried under a pile of mail, unopened envelopes, and papers you've been meaning to sort for literally months. You start moving things aside to get your notebook, and then suddenly you notice how much stuff is on top of your desk. You tell yourself, I'll just move all this stuff real quick. Then you hear a knock at your door. You freeze. I'm not expecting anyone. And you're hoping whoever it is will go away, but they're knocking. They're not going away. So you finally go to your door, half flustered, trying to be polite while internally annoyed that your focus is gone. It's a salesman trying to sell you something that you don't need. You close that door and you turn around, and then your attention hits this pile of trash by the door that you meant to take out yesterday, and now you're embarrassed. Question yourself, wow, did the salesperson see that? What do they think of me? They must think I'm messy. They must think I'm a pig. They must think. So you go to collect the garbage and you want to take it out, but you also don't want to go outside because, well, you don't want to hit the salesman again. So you decide, I'm going to put it in the garage as a reminder that I can take it out later this evening. Except when you open the door to your garage is a disaster. Boxes, bags, things you might need someday, boxes you've held on to, electronics that honestly you don't even have anymore. And you start shifting things around just to make enough space to drop in that trash. Then you realize you have been moving literally nonstop for 20 minutes and the bill still isn't paid. Then you notice your hands are dirty. You go to wash them. There are no clean towels. So now you're starting a load of laundry and you're standing there thinking, how did I end up here? I just wanted to pay my bill. This isn't personal failure. It's an environmental one. And that's the moment where people usually get so frustrated with themselves. They think, why can't I just focus? Why am I like this? I should be able to handle simple things. But what actually happened is this. Your environment created this domino effect. Each small barrier required another decision, and each decision drained a little more of your energy. In your nervous system, it was already working overtime. It finally said, we've had enough. Stop, red light. That isn't laziness. It's cognitive overload. And when your environment is cluttered, unpredictable, or overstimulating, your brain is constantly scanning for problems to solve. That takes energy, even if you're not consciously aware of it. So by the time you sit back down, your capacity, it's gone. Our brains are wired for efficiency and safety. And when the environment feels chaotic, the brain shifts into protective mode. Attention, it becomes fragmented. Decision-making becomes harder. Motivation drops. And this is why people often say, I don't know what's wrong with me, when the real issue is their system is completely overloaded. It's not a willpower problem. It's not a motivation problem. It's a bandwidth problem. And the solution is not trying harder, it's reducing friction. So when we talk about habits, we often think the answer is more discipline. But real change comes from environmental design. Instead of asking, why can't I do this thing? We ask, what's getting in the way of this thing? Sometimes the solution is as simple as keeping a bill folder in one place or having a designated landing spot for important items in your house. Reducing the number of steps between intention and action. These changes don't look impressive, but guess what? They are super powerful because when your environment supports you, your nervous system can finally exhale, relax, and give you the bandwidth you need. Your brain is always scanning your surroundings for cues. And if your phone is always within reach, your brain learns scrolling equals relief. If your workspace is cluttered, your brain stays in a low-grade state of complete stress. If your schedule has no white space, your nervous system never gets to exhale, to let go. This is not a character flaw, it's conditioning. And the beautiful thing is, you can change your environment, even in small ways. This will help to support the version of you that you're trying to become. This doesn't mean redecorating your life overnight. It means asking gentle questions like, what makes this habit harder than it needs to be? What's one tiny thing I could move, remove, or add? Where does my energy drop the fastest? So examples might be hanging up a holder for your keys so you don't have to spend 20 minutes in your morning looking for your keys, or putting your journal on your pillow so you can see it before you go to bed at night, or placing a water bottle where you can actually use it. Creating one quiet corner in your space that feels calm for you, or moving your phone to charge in another space away from your bed. These are not productivity hacks, they're nervous system supports. So when your environment supports you, change feels safer. And when something feels safer, your body allows you to stay present longer. And that's when habits actually take root. You don't need more discipline, you need less resistance. I'm going to say that again. You do not need more discipline. You need less resistance. If you take nothing else from this episode, take this. You're not disorganized. You're not lazy. You're not broken. You're navigating a world that is constantly demanding for your time and your attention, and you're doing the best you can. Small environment shifts can create huge relief, and relief creates space for change. As you move through this week, I want you to notice something gently. What in your environment helps you feel regulated, and what quietly drains you? No judgment, just curiosity. Because when your environment starts supporting you instead of frightening you, growth stops feeling like a battle and starts feeling like a possibility. If any part of this episode feels familiar, if you found yourself nodding along and thinking, that's me, I want you to know that you're not alone. And if you're someone who wants a little more support putting this into practice, I did create a workbook that walks through these ideas in a very gentle and realistic way. It's not a productivity workbook. It's not about fixing yourself or doing more. It's designed to help you slow down that actually fit into our real life. I've created it using the same tools I use in my own life and I work with my clients, especially during seasons when motivation is low and everything is feeling like a lot. If it feels helpful, you can find the link below. No pressure, just an option if you want something to walk alongside you as you move forward. If you found this episode to be helpful in any way, please like and share with someone else who needs this message. Don't forget to subscribe. Next week, we are talking about what happens when you fall off track and why getting back up has nothing to do with willpower and everything to do with compassion. Thank you for being here, for listening, and for choosing yourself in small ways. Stay curious, be kind, and keep your mind nerdy. That's a wrap. See you next week.
You found your corner of calm and contemplation. This is nerdy psychology. Stay curious, be kind, and keep your mind nerdy.